Welcome to Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights, a podcast by coaches for coaches. Our guests share their hard-won wisdom to help you grow your coaching business and create a life of success. So get ready to unlock the blueprints to your success. Welcome to our latest episode. We're thrilled that you guys are here today, and we're thrilled to have with us DeDee Cai. Her company is Fit to Profit. And so thank you for being here, Didi. Welcome to the show.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeanne, for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Yeah, lovely. So tell us a little bit about what kind of coach you are and how you became that kind of coach. Like, what was your journey to where you are now?
I am a business strategist, and also sometimes people also call me a performance coach. So the company is Fit to Profit, and you'll hear why it is named Fit to Profit. Honestly, has been a personal journey of mine. I knew zero about the coaching industry, but through my own personal journey, I discovered the space. So back all the way through, I was actually assaulted as a teenager at 15. So what that was the beginning with all of it for me, as also being a first generation immigrant and really trying to navigate our new life in America. And that happened. So that was the moment when I really started questioning everything. That was the beginning of it all. So there's two really big pivotal moments in my life, and that was the first. But after that, I seemed to be fine. I went on to finish school. Of course, I followed the blueprint that my parents had for me to do really well and landed my very first corporate job, when I quickly realized within the 48 hours that my definition of success is very different than everyone else's definition of what it should look like. To me, they're like, oh, when you know you have made it is when you are in a corporate setting. And for me, I'm like, you mean a prison? It's a cubicle. So that was short-lived as I contemplated on what's next for me, because this is not it. I really felt betrayed. I felt lied to, all of the things. I was just really confused. And so at the same time, I have an opportunity. My mom was going through a divorce, and as being the only child, I decided instead of going to I have my corporate job to really consider, because I wasn't sure if I want to go to medical school. And with my mom's divorce, it was clear that I wanted to stay home and be emotional support for my mom. That didn't happen. So I had an opportunity. My mom asked me to start a business with her. Again, this is the American dream, right? For me, I was like, oh, starting a business could be a way to create freedom in my life, because obviously being grounded in one spot for me wasn't the idea. So I took on the opportunity right away, and I have no business experience whatsoever. In my early 20s, started the restaurant business with my mom from scratch. So I taught myself everything from getting a permit, putting the building on, asking for a roof quote, you name it. We built it from the ground up. After 5 years, I was completely burnt out. And I didn't see my boyfriend I was dating at a time. I was working 18-hour days, and I was client interfacing, marketing, and meeting people, etc. And then also on the back end, I was grocery shopping, you name it. It's a service industry, and it's one of the most demanding, and most people don't stay in business longer than 18 months if they're lucky. But we survived 5 years. We were very profitable the first 8 months. It was a most incredible experience, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't for me either. So twice in a row up until that point, I was just disappointed, burnt out. I didn't want anything to do with business ever. I was completely lost, to be honest. And when you hit rock bottom, the only way is to go back up. And of course, around the same time, my husband, now boyfriend, then proposed. It was the happiest moment of my life. Of course, life doesn't happen that way. The week of our wedding, I lost my best friend to suicide. So that was the second pivotal moment. And I share that intentionally because that changed everything in my life. That also made me realize that I was suffering in silence just like she was, with depression and anxiety. Why? Because I was trying to heal myself from the trauma at 15. So the whole journey was meant for me. And that was the moment when I realized this is why I wanted to help people so much. This is why I wanted to go to medical school, because my background was cognitive and counseling psychology. I wanted to be a therapist. Everything came full circle for me when I said, okay, perhaps this is my purpose. This is my calling. I want to help people, but I can't be helping people if I feel broken inside. So that's how my alternative healing journey started. I started taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's why at Fit to Profit, we believe that success has to be based on all pillars, and it has to be holistic. And that's why I do what I do today. I work with women entrepreneurs, not only to start businesses and really create a life first business model, but really understand the foundation to all of it is taking care of yourself, investing in yourself, and then ultimately understanding the money piece. So, yeah, performance coach because of the holistic side of things that I look into when working with women. And then business strategist because before someone can even execute a tactic, we talk about strategy. What's the point? Just because someone is doing that and is working in their business, is it in alignment with who you are and your personality and your values? Because otherwise, that strategy is not going to last. If it's not going to last, then it's not going to yield you the results that you want in your business. So that's why I'm a strategist in that sense as well too. And yeah, I'm so grateful to have experienced what I have so far and to be where I am today. So thank you for asking. And yeah, that's how Fit to Profit was born, and that's why I do what I do.
Wow, you have been through a lot. And I love how you're matching the health of you and your mental health with your business health. Because I also believe that it starts with your personal health. You have to like yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to want to do well. You have to want to achieve things. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to have a business, a really profitable one. Got to
Oh,
start from somewhere else.
yes, from the inside out, right? And that's why we do what we do is first of all, yes, tactical. Yes, we have to have an irresistible offer. But secondly, okay, how do you feel about your offer? Like, how are you pricing that? And can you really stand behind that price? So we definitely talk through. And the second pillar, what we work through with people is healing your relationship with money. Coming from scarcity, being raised in a third world country, I can speak a lot on how I was raised with limiting beliefs around what success should look like and how things should always be hard. How, like, if there's more for me, that's less for everyone else, and vice versa, right? Or so it's definitely the conversation that I had to have with myself. And that's how I healed myself from getting certified to be a holistic coach, health coach, first of all, and then also a certified money coach, because I wanted to heal myself. I want to really rebuild my relationship with money. And then last but not least, like I help women entrepreneurs connect authentically with themselves so they can have an honest and soulful conversation with their prospective clients and really allow them to see the true value of their services that they're looking to provide. And ultimately, our solutions, right? Solutions to problems that people are suffering with.
Absolutely. Somebody had said to me, there's no other word in the English language that drums up such passion and emotion than the word money. And it
Oh
might
my
be positive, it might be negative, but it drums up lots of emotions.
yes, because guess what? Here's like a tidbit about what we do and what we explain. That way back when the hunting and gathering times, right? Like when you go out and hunt, like that's how you survive. Money is how we survive now. So it's related to, and it's also hardwired to survival. And that's one thing that, like, of course, I have to learn it the hard way, having struggled with money for so many years, when I only realized, oh my goodness, yes, now it explains everything when I really start understanding that money is wired to survival. And I have to really understand like where I am, being aware of who I am and, how I operate with that. And because of my upbringing as well. It touches everything. It's wired to our survival instincts. So it's really important, especially as for an entrepreneur, because our business is our livelihood, right? That's survival. So it's great work that needs to be done there for an entrepreneur to be confident and for the business to be profitable.
Yeah. And I love how you talked about how you really, truly, in your heart of hearts, in your soul, need to believe in what you're doing. Because there's no way that you are going to convince other people you can help them if you really don't think that you can.
Absolutely.
And I think that's important for a lot of people, especially who are still trying to figure out what they're selling or who they're selling to. That's a really big, important key.
Absolutely. And if you were going to ask me if there's any tip, that would be the biggest tip is can you really personally connect to your service and how big of a ripple effect is that going to create? That's the start. That's the first thing that we talk about, right? Like I so believe that there's so much value to what it is that we do here at Fit to Profit. Not only are we able to really help the entrepreneur to make more money, but it also impacts it also impacts the community because they have more money to donate. It impacts their personality and their confidence in themselves. Right. And then their husband and their kids and whoever is related to them will go out there and be inspired to do whatever they want to do. The world is a better place. And that's the value that oftentimes that I know I work with so many coaches and consultants that they can't connect to. So they're like, oh my gosh, that's $3,000. That's a lot of money. What is that? Is it worth someone else sending their kids to private school? Absolutely. Is it worth someone donating to the cause? We just had the fires in LA. We just had all the hurricanes that we did this season in Florida. Is it worth you being able to volunteer because your business is running itself and you can go out there and really help people like rebuild? Things like that. Like values like that is what I get to help people connect with. And ultimately, that's how you're able to have conversation with people without selling. Because selling is truly also a way of life. But I think most entrepreneurs, are women especially, really have this negative mindset around, oh, selling is bad, because we're always thinking about this car salesman that's like standing in front of us trying to sell us something like a feature that we really don't care about. But we have to shift that. We have to shift our minds. No, we're actually serving, because if we believe in our services, that's one more person that can get the help that they need.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, honestly, because losing my best friend and then I was on the edge of ending it all to myself, it's saving lives. Like for me, that's how deep it goes, right?
Yeah.
I'm saving lives because I can only imagine the financial stress. Trust me, my mom had to go through bankruptcy. I had to lead her through the process. So I can't imagine the financial stressors for people. Like and sadly, if you really look it up, that some of the suicide reasons were from financial stress.
So let's talk a little bit about a client or two that you have worked with and how you've helped them, where they were when they came to you and how you helped them transform to be successful.
Yeah, I have two examples that's so clear in my mind right now. The first one is, her name is Krista. She came to me really at the moment where it was so timely. She was laid off from her job and her corporate job, and she wasn't sure if she should go back to finding a job, but she really she doesn't want to be hitting a ceiling when it comes to her salary. She was making $42,000 a year. And she's, I don't think I can ever break that ceiling of 100,000 if I stay in it for 20 years. So long story short, she talked to me about a business idea. And we were able to take that idea, and within 18 months, she was making six figures from scratch. And not only was she able to make the money, but she's really confident as a CEO in her business. She was charging, when she first started, was $500. By the time we stopped working together, just because she wanted to start a family and she wanted to put a pause on her business, she was charging $2,000 for consulting fees per month. So that's Krista. And then secondly, Melissa, I still work with her. She is wonderful. She's so amazing. She was a photographer. She came to me, but now she's a brand strategist. But essentially, she was undercharging and she was just really putting her time in for the money. And she couldn't connect to the value that she was providing her clients because she thought that she was just providing headshots and like these actual physical photos, until I was able to help her connect to the testimonies that she had from her clients, where one of them said, Melissa, I have never felt this confident in my entire life. That's priceless. The minute that she was saying, oh my gosh, would I ever want to be like, how many more women do I want to help to feel confident? This is why I do what I do. So until she was able to connect, make the dot there, she was now charging 5,500. I became so funny. I coached her to increase her rates. I became her client when she was charging $5,500 for a photo shoot. And I paid it. True story. When she came to me, she was charging 1,500. And then by the end of her photography, she still do it on occasion now, but she does more business strategy. She was charging 5,500 per package.
I would think that type of business is so important to make that person feel confident and feel good, because it shows, right? It shows on your face and how you're holding yourself.
Yeah. But again, like when you're in your business so much and you're especially working hard and you're so into it, you're not really seeing the big picture of things, right? And that's why there's a value to really having a coach to be able to see you. Look, you can't see the label inside a bottle. Let me tell you, this is how you can connect to that. And even for me too, that's why I've always had a coach, right? When I first started my business, and that's why I was able to go further faster. But you have to have someone to be able to be objective and supportive of you, and being able to point out like basically what we call blind spots, right? Like you can't see your blind spots. And so it's important to have someone, a mentor, a coach, who is going to be there to give you what you need to know and not what you want to hear. And really being able to help you connect your service, your true service, with your value, with the value that you get to create based on your credentials, your experience, whatever it may be.
Yes, we're all coaches supporting coaches, and see and know the benefit of having a coach, because we know and we've seen what we can help people with. This has been fantastic. So remind everyone, if you would please, who your ideal client is.
Yes, absolutely. So my ideal client is someone who is making under six figures and are looking to grow their business to make more money to at least six figures. Someone who's been probably in business for at least a couple of years. So you have a decent looking offer, but we get to make it irresistible and putting a new price tag on it. Our promise is that we will help you double your revenue within 5 months. Otherwise, you get your money back, and we're going to continue working with you until you do. And women entrepreneurs, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, as you know already, because it's so easy to have them connect to why they do what they do. And already that's how they're going to be able to double their revenue.
I love that. So let's also give everyone maybe one tip. If they're feeling right now like they're not charging what they're worth and they're questioning, they're not taking care of themselves, what would be the first place you would suggest they start?
Okay, there's two questions in that one question. So the first one I'm going to answer is the self-care piece, right? So I'm going to say that if you feel like you're not taking care of themselves, I want you just to see if you can 5 minutes a day, maybe up to, if you're aggressive, 3 days a week, do something that you love. 5 minutes a day, 3 times a week, do something you love. It could be playing with your pet, playing with your kids, taking a walk. It could be anything. That was the foundation and how I started my self-care system. Because once you do it a little bit at the time, you're going to feel so good that you're going to crave for it. So that's the first answer. The second one, you did say that where they feel like they're not where they want to be with their ability and not feeling like they can charge their worth. I want you to completely honest with yourself. Give yourself 10 minutes on a blank sheet of paper. I want you to write down everything that you are capable of doing. Literally, can you type? Can you drive a car? Can you read? Those are, guess what, Jeanne? Those are abilities. Those are making money abilities. Think about it. If you can type, you can help somebody who doesn't know how to type or teach somebody how to type. Can you get paid for that? Yes, absolutely. You know how to drive? Yes, you can Uber. Well, I'm just using really lame examples, but oftentimes we're not really connecting our true talents and values and gifts to what we can turn into a business. I just happen to really love talking to people and problem solve, and just that's why I coach. So it's the same thing with any ability that you have can be monetizable. It's you get to decide which of your talent and ability you want to go after and pursue. And I'm sure in 10 minutes, you can have a list of 50 things that you're like, okay, I want to do that. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Oftentimes, and honestly, that exercise, when I did it for the first time, going through money coaching, believe it or not, was when I really start noticing, oh my goodness, I am so capable. I'm so skilled. So that is the great exercise that you can really start seeing, yeah, no, I'm capable.
So, second to last question is, how would you like people to reach out to you if they're going, Didi, I believe in you. I love everything you're saying, and I think you could help me. How would you like them to reach out to you?
Oh my goodness, I am on Facebook super often. I am on LinkedIn as well. We have a profit assessment on the website at www.fitstoprofit.com too, where you can straight book into an assessment where you can have my time, literally 40 minutes for me to just go through what's missing in your business and what do you need to be doing right now. Literally, we only believe in doing 3 tasks per day that are actually going to move your business forward. So don't do everything. Only remember, we're here for life first business model. So you get to work your business around your life, not the other way around.
I love that. Okay. So last question is, if you could give the world one tip to make it a better place, what would that be?
To be kind to yourself. Because when we can be kind to ourselves, we can be kind to other people.
Didi, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your gifts. You have been inspiring and a wealth of knowledge. So I know everyone who's listening is going to be excited. And did you say there was a free gift on your website?
Yes. So a profit assessment that you can sign up for on the website.
Perfect. We will have the details on how to find that on Didi's link to it in the show notes. So again, thank you so much for joining me, Didi.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeanne. And on behalf of all the listeners and of course myself, I know it takes love and energy and resources to host a show like this. So I really appreciate it, because without this is how women can really grab their hands on. And also this is how you make a world a better place. So thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights. We hope you're leaving this episode with inspiration to take your coaching business and your life to the next level. If you found value in this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe and share it with someone else who you think might benefit from hearing it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode.